For tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about a wash sale to give some of you that are new to stocks, or even if you've been trading for a while, but maybe you've never run into this and you just did for the first time and you're not sure. I've been in this situation. I ran into it. So I'm going to go over my experience. I'm going to talk a little bit about the wash sale, um, and hopefully it helps you out. If it does, let me know down in the comments below. Also, in the description box, I have a Patreon page where it's for like-minded people about making money, growing, your wealth, and different side hustles. If you're wondering about me, if I just do Toro, I mean, sorry, not Toro, just stocks. No, I do other things. I have a 9 to 5. I do stocks for long term, short term. I also do Toro as a side hustle, and I do other things because I try to create as much sources of income as I can, and I try to build wealth by managing my money. And that's what basically the Patreon's about. It's talking about different side hustle ideas, helping each other by answering questions, talking in the community. And if you are about making extra money, side hustles and ideas, and think, this would be a good community for you, go ahead and go in that description box, check it out. It's going to be there for you. Now let's get into it. Wash sale. What is that? The way I learned it, eh, I do long-term investing, and with those long-term stocks that I have, that I hold, my long-term ETFs and things like that, I've never had a wash sale. But I also do short-term, and short-term is there are stocks that I hold that I try to sell within 12 months, so within a year. If you sell anything within a year, it's considered short-term. And sometimes I sell them in the same day, sometimes it takes me longer. But as long as I sell it within the year, it's going to be considered short term. And there have been times in the market where I buy stock and it starts to run up and I sell it. And there's even been times where I've been in a stock that I no longer want and I decide to sell. Now, one thing that I wasn't aware of, if I buy stock and I decide, let's say, to sell it at a loss, okay, it doesn't matter if the loss is 1 penny or larger. It's still considered a loss even if you sell something and you sell it for 1 penny less than what you bought it for. So if it's considered a loss and you buy that same stock within 30 days, that's going to create a wash sale. And what that means is when it comes to tax time, when you go do your taxes, you can't write off that loss. Okay. Now, I do want to put this out there. I'm not a CPA, I'm not an accountant, and I'm not a professional. Okay. So I always recommend do your homework. I'm just sharing my experience and what I know. But I always recommend always to do your homework because, again, I'm not a professional. But I hope that my experience and me sharing my experience, hopefully it does help you. But I like to throw that out to still do your homework because they're my experiences, they're my opinions. But when I ran into this situation, and I actually ran into it not too long ago. Actually, I ran it was at my first watch sale was this year. I'm just surprised because this year we're already in July, but it happened early in the year. I thought for some reason it was in 24. No, but it was actually earlier in the year. I sold a stock. I decided to sell it at a loss, and I realized that I wasn't happy with that decision. So what I did is I bought it and I decided I'm going to hold it long term, and I'm happy that I did. Now, if you're wondering what stock that was Nvidia. I bought Nvidia a while back and I bought it at under $100, and I saw it going up and going down and going up. And usually I know the stock market's like that and I would hold, but I decided let me get out because I thought I was going to be able to get it at a lower point. And the crazy thing actually is what caught me because I actually thought I was selling it at a profit. In my long-term stocks, usually what I do, I dollar cost average. So in Nvidia, I had bought it at different prices. So when I clicked on my portfolio, I would see that I'm in the green. But what I didn't go is look and see all the different prices I had purchased Nvidia at, and there were some that were in the red because what happens is when you dollar cost average, every time you buy, your price will change. But when you go to sell it, you want to see at the highest price you bought the stock. So I bought it under 100. I've also had bought shares over 100, and my average had ended up being about 115 in Nvidia from the different prices because I bought it over. Like I said, I bought it. Some shares I bought under 100. Some shares I bought over 100, and ended up getting to a point where I had close to 100 shares, and I had a cost average of 115. I sold it, and when I sold it actually for over 115. So I thought it would be fine. And then I decided, you know what? It went to my head because there was a lot going on with Nvidia, and I decided, no, I'm making the wrong decision. I'm gonna buy in, even though now I'm gonna be buying at a different price point, at a higher price point. I said I want to hold on, and boy, I'm glad right now it's at an all new time high. So, and it's at 166 right now, and I'm still my cost average is about 120. So I'm very happy to have it. I'm very glad that I got back in. But what I realized is when I sold it and I bought it within the 30 days, I thought I had made a profit. And I did, and I didn't, because the shares that I bought under what I sold it for, they were considered, profits. But there were shares that I had bought over the price I sold for, and those were considered wash sales. So that's just something to throw out there. Hopefully that can help you out. And the reason I wanted to make this video, believe it or not, when I called the brokerage account because a little orange W popped up and it said wash sale, I read it, but sometimes I want a better explanation. So I like sometimes to talk to someone. So I called up the brokerage account, spoke to a representative, and I said, hey, what's this little circle? What does this mean? Believe it or not, the representative with the brokerage account that I have didn't really know how to explain it. And they passed me over to a few others, and they didn't know how to explain it. So I kind of wanted to figure it out. And that's what I was able to realize is, hey, if I buy a company and I decide to sell it and I buy it back again because I'm not happy with the decision and I do it within 30 days, it's going to create a wash sale. So you're better off, in my opinion, if you sell a stock and you realize, hey, I shouldn't have done that, I want to buy it again, make sure you at least wait the 30 days or more. That way you don't create a wash sale, because if you go do your taxes and you want to, write off some of those losses, you're not going to be able to do that once a wash sale is created. Now, do your homework, verify that this is correct. Then I'm just sharing experience for my first time having a wash sale earlier in the year and me calling up the brokerage account and looking into it, and they didn't really know how to explain it too much, so I had to read the description, do a little bit of homework, and that was the conclusion that I came up with. I wanted to share this with you. Maybe you've had a wash sale, maybe you've had a similar experience, and if you have, I love to know about it. So let me know down in the comments below. But definitely, the stock market right now is crazy. It's going up and up and up. Hopefully you're benefiting from it. If you are, you're making some money, let me know also. If you like the video, smash the like button. Don't forget to check out the description box. I got the link there. Join the Patreon group. I'll look forward to seeing you there if you join. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.